Hello there, Capricorn, and welcome to your monthly reading. I hope that everybody is doing really well, and I can't wait to see what kind of information and guidance comes through for you this month. Now, as always, you can use this for your sun, your rising, and for your moon sign. And if you're brand new, I just want to extend a warm welcome, as well as thank anybody who has been here before. Now, for the new folks, let me just run down the organization of how I do a reading each month. I start off with some channeled information. We'll get to that in just a second. Then I go to a Celtic cross to look at the overview for the month. And I wrap up with an extended review that has health, wealth, love, and destiny as a part of it. Now, let's get to your channeled information. As I was meditating on your sign and engaging in some automatic writing, a few images came to me. The first thing that I saw was sort of like you parachuting or jumping from one place to another. And I got this feeling that there might be a need to rev up the speed, to sort of jumpstart something in your life that's feeling like it's lagging or it's not working. And so parachuting could be needing to get yourself out of that situation or taking some sort of, again, expedited action, proactive movement on your part to somehow take something that is stuck or not helpful and bring it to a place of productivity or something that is now worth your time and energy. So whatever in your life feels a little bit stuck, it's your action, it's your reaction that's going to help you get out of it. And it's really important to do something this month in that area. And if you're feeling okay with things, this is just a sort of nudge to be proactive about the months and years ahead. So start to put a plan of action in place for your work, for your health, for your life. And that's going to help you down the line because someone may ask you a question, you'll have all of the answers. All right, let's take a look now at your overview for the month. I'm going to turn the camera down and I'll be quiet as I pull all of those cards. So let's get to that now. In addition to the Celtic cross, I like to pull one other card here that I call a catalyst. The catalyst helps us connect to the energy of the spread. It's also a secondary theme for the month. Your catalyst this month is all about connections. Now, although this says carrying connections and it's showing what looks like a couple here, I believe this can also extend to important alliances or strategic friendships in your life that you are putting in place for business, for personal development, and for some of you it can be for romance. But what's coming through is one of your primary themes here can be that. And as we look at your channeled information again, there may be a need for you to take action in this area. So if something is either kind of dragging out and you're not sure where you stand, particularly if it has to do with business, this would be about picking up the phone, trying to get back on the same page with that person in the relationship and getting things sorted out. And with a personal relationship, the same thing is true. You may be waiting for someone or they may be waiting for you to make that first move. So don't be afraid to be the catalyst here. And there's a reason that it's in the catalyst position. Let's now look at all of the cards and their positions here in the spread. The most important that I'm looking at right away is the Tower card. Now the Tower card is in its reverse state. And I'm a fan of the Tower reverse because it has to do with restructuring, rebuilding, and there's usually an advanced knowledge about what's happening. I've seen a lot of reverse towers this month for all signs, which is showing that should you decide to embrace it, there's a lot of energy that's going to allow for you to kind of click the reset button and make things better than they were in the past. That's all the Tower allows you to do. It's a new foundation. The reversal means you have time to plan and you may even have some sort of a way to affect the outcome, which is a good thing. In fact, right on top of that card, we have the Strength card. And the Strength card is showing me here that you're being put in a position of some sort of power or you can manipulate the outcome in a beneficial way. So I don't feel like this is a powerless tower, that you're basically getting a chance to rebuild. So take that chance this month, however it may apply to you. Looking at what's been affecting you in the deep past, we have the Chariot card. I always see the Chariot as a chance for you to get organized, to get into a position of control. Part of the reason the Tower may be coming in is because you may need to put a little bit more energy into planning, into forecasting. Going back to what we were talking about way at the beginning, for some of you, this might be deciding on if something is sort of stalled, what are you going to do to fix it? So strategy, research, development, particularly when it applies to business. In the recent past, we have the King of Swords in reverse. The card itself is actually a good card. It's about being direct, about being very, very affirmative and strong in a position. However, it can also carry with it a critical element. Sometimes the delivery of your words, of your actions, can be received in a way that is seen as too direct. Likewise, you may be the recipient of overly critical or overly direct feedback. If this is the case, what you want to really do towards the beginning of the month is give yourself a chance to sort of take a step back, really take a deep breath as well, and sort out emotions from the data that's coming in. So really temper critical speech. Make sure you put constructive elements and supportive elements as well. And if somebody else is giving you any sort of criticism, again, try to get to the constructive elements and weed out everything else. Maybe even communicate what's best for you. You don't always have a choice if it's coming from a superior, but if it's coming from a loved one, then this is something where you might be able to talk and negotiate a bit. In the crowning position, you have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is in a reverse state, so that is indicating there may be some punctuated highs and some punctuated lows this month. There may also be someone who is, it's kind of difficult to read because we really want to have things more in the middle, and this card is definitely not there. What's good though about this card is the Nine of Cups carries with it a positive connotation, one that you can eventually get back to a place of joy, of happiness, of celebration. That is what the Nine is. You just need to pull in a little bit, or perhaps someone in your life needs to pull back their reactions and how much they're getting invested in something. So give yourself a chance to just take a deep breath. Remind yourself that life is not all about staying on a consistent high. It's not always, you can't stay low either. It's about getting back to the middle and then enjoying some of the in-between waves. Sometimes we have a really punctuated high, and when that happens, enjoy it. Some of you could just be coming off of that, and a reminder is that you could kind of look at the rest of your life and think about what you're grateful for. Having either a journal where you write down all of the things that bring you joy or that you have gratitude towards can help ground you, especially after you're feeling like, oh, why can't I have more of that good feeling? But you realize, you know what, I have a lot of great stuff every day. So grounding yourself, getting back to center, that's really the main thing that you need to focus on in your heart space this month. And that may be what the Tower is about for you too. Sort of rebuilding, coming back, and getting back to a normal sense. Now, in the near future, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are feeling like you need to have some more alone time. We have the Hermit card here. This is probably going to occur for most of you around the 15th to the 20th of the month. And what's great with this particular Hermit is I see creativity coming from it. You notice all of those sort of filigrees and swirls above this Hermit figure. So I think that if you're an artistic type, a creative type, or if you just are feeling a little bit tapped out, you've been giving too much to other people, this is your chance to create, to nurture, to explore. In the crowning position, we have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups card is fantastic for all of the things we just talked about. Artistic expression, finding love, finding an emotional place that's back in either a high or a medium, feeling that things are elevated, that things are back to normal for you. So I do feel like you're rebuilding and you're getting back to that point. And a way to do that, again, is through a little bit of time on your own and exploring things that you love. Artistic endeavors, very much something that will help your heart, will help your soul this month. For some of you, this could also indicate a new relationship coming in, perhaps in the form of a water sign. But again, I think this has more to do with emotional stability and emotional expression this month. Your environment card is the Fool, and it's the Fool reversed. So it is about new beginnings, it's about taking risk, and it's about not being afraid, because when the Fool card is upright, it's a card where you notice that the character is simply taking a leap of faith. Sometimes they may need to do more research, but I think that because your channeled information was saying there could be some stagnancy in your life, this is a chance to jumpstart it. The Fool is saying, get out there, explore, and also change up your routine. This is not a card of standing still, it's about movement. So for those of you that maybe have wanted to jumpstart your physical fitness routine, or just feeling a little bit stuck in life, going out, walking, jogging, dancing, these sorts of things will excite, move, and also transform the energy within your body. In the hopes and fears area, we have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords speaks to the ability and, in fact, the suggestion to move forward. This is a very celebratory Seven of Swords. Sometimes the Seven of Swords has to do with second-guessing yourself or looking back on the past or cutting your losses. This one has to do with the freedom of a decision, the freedom of making that choice and moving on. I don't know if any of you have ever quit a job, moved to a new apartment, had some sort of significant life change. After you've done that, it's freeing, and you realize whatever you left behind, it's just the past. And this card is really showing those elements, that this is a chance for you to celebrate making that decision and making that move. In the outcome, we have the Three of Cups. It is reversed, and whenever I see the Three of Cups in reverse, it's a more subtle version of this Hermit card, which we just saw. It's also an encouragement from the universe to start to get out and enjoy, say yes to invitations, try to socialize a little bit more, spread your wings. That's why this is showing a beautiful bird on it. So by the end of the month, it's time to get out more, but towards the beginning and the middle, it's okay for you to spend some time and energy and effort on just improving yourself and getting back to whatever your normal energy level is. Let's go ahead now and expand the forecast, and then we'll revisit this at the end with all of those insights. So we'll begin with the health card, and as you know, the health card is mind, body, and spirit. So let's take a look and see what the message is in that area. And we have acceptance. Acceptance is a powerful card. When I see this card, I get two messages. The first is face value, that you accept and understand where you're at in your mind, body, and spirit at the moment. Accepting that everything that you've done up until now has played a part in the present. That's all you need to do. But in doing so, you accept your power and responsibility in your life, which in and of itself is empowering. That means that the future is yours to mold. So this is not saying that things have to always stay the same. This is saying that I accept that I am an agent of change within my life. One other message coming through for anybody that might be dealing with some sort of an injury, a setback, or some sort of a disability or challenge otherwise, this card is really trying to help you find what to do next. Understanding that yes, this exists, but this doesn't define me. And that would be the level of acceptance there, is that you are more than one thing in your life, more than something in your body. Your soul is much richer than that. So the acceptance card has a lot of different levels to it, levels of understanding, yes, I'm here, but this isn't everything. So hopefully that helps. And let's go ahead now and expand this to look at wealth and see what's going on with money, with resources, and with opportunities in your life. Your wealth card this month is movement, which is great. If you were feeling that something wasn't going the way you wanted to, this is showing that, again, there's an ability to affect the outcome in a positive way. I think for many of you, this is what that tower event could be. Change, movement, opportunity after a period of stagnation, or for some of you, just things kind of falling apart. So that's good. And if you're on a positive momentum, this is a continuation of that. A river only gains speed and momentum as it goes. So know that you are about to turn a corner, turn a new leaf, and that if you accept it, if you really embrace what's going on, then there's an ability for you to be in a better place. Let's look now at your love card, see what's going on in relationships. Your love card this month is, we have feline here. And when I look at the feline card, this to me is about being as transparent as you can. There's a sort of sneaky quality when I think of cats. So this is a time to keep everything like above the table and in the light, and really, if there's anything going on that you don't trust, to discuss it, to bring it out, and not to sort of have that tricky element. The other thing, and this is a very positive element when I think of cats, is that they usually land on their feet. They're great survivors. They're very good at evolving and adapting. And so when we're looking at love this month, there is a chance to recover, to come through, to make things work. So it's up to you to decide if that's something you want to embrace. I will say this though, when I combine feline with the Three of Cups and the Three of Cups in reverse, sometimes that means there's a third party involved. And with the Tower at the middle, this is something to be aware of. So if you just engaged in a new relationship and you don't know the person that well, find out if they're really, truly ready to date, or if they have, they're still married, or they're still engaged, or they're on a rebound. There could be some sort of baggage that they haven't completely released in their life, and you don't want that. And if there's anything else going on, this can also mean like an agitation from a third party as well. So again, maybe someone's coming between you and a friend. You want to be cautious there and really kind of think who you value the most. And if you trust your friend and this other person's coming in and causing trouble, then just see it for what it is and don't let that tear something apart that would be good. Because when we looked at your catalyst, I see that really it's those core connections that are the most important. Let's now take a look at your destiny card. This is a chance for you to check in, see if you like your path. If you don't, you can use free will and use this sort of GPS that we're going to receive here to make up your mind one way or the other. So your destiny card this month, if the card will come unstuck, is Fellow Travelers. And it's a reminder that there is abundant supply of support, love, and help for you. And I do believe that's true, especially as we see the Nine of Cups here in the crowning position. There is sort of this hermiting energy that you might be exhibiting, but remember that if you need help, help is there. So let's go ahead and review everything that we talked about today. The channeled information was to expedite anything that has been sort of stagnating. And when we look at your center card, that makes a lot of sense because we have the Tower card in the reverse state. So this is a chance to rebuild, restart, and basically clear out anything that's not suiting you. And as we review the catalyst, we have caring connections. Noting here again that we had Nine of Cups and Three of Cups, there's definitely a lot going on with people that you care about in your life. The question this month is, how can you bring things back to a state where they're happy again when we look here at the Queen of Cups? Let's go ahead and look at everything else here. Deep past, reminding you that any sort of control issues should be balanced out before this month happens. Really focus on getting organized. That's the key thing here. Knowing that whatever changes happen, you can handle because we have the Strength card here. The King of Swords in reverse, try to tune out any negativity. Likewise, temper your communication so that it is being more constructive and being received in a way that is kind, supportive. Your crowning card, try to get back to an even level when it comes to your emotions, knowing that it's okay to have highs and lows, but really most of us try to aim for the middle from day to day. Some of this is going to happen when you take time to yourself with the Hermit card here. This is going to also be a chance for you to do any sort of artistic expression that may feel natural this month. There's a celebration here that happens once you decide to make a decision to kind of move out on your own, and that comes here with not only the Fool card, but also the Seven of Swords. Ultimately, the end of the month is encouraging you to spread your wings again, to get out of this hermit state and to embrace all that is around you. We talked at great length about the multiple meanings of this health card with acceptance. Accepting responsibility for where you're at, but also accepting that you have power and opportunities to change the future. Looking at your wealth card, literally seeing movement happening, shifting happening, and a movement towards a more prosperous future. Looking at relationships here, there is a need here to be a little bit more careful. The feline card can be a little tricky, so make sure that if there are new people in your life that you trust them. If there's anyone that's coming between you and people that you care about, that you really remember who's important and who you trust the most. And mostly for you just to act in a way that is graceful and honest and transparent. Knowing that if you do that this month, what we're seeing here is that more support will come your way in the way of love, of friendship, of opportunities. So this is an abundance card. All of this shifting that we're seeing with money, with relationships, and with whatever might have been holding you back in the past is making way for a better tomorrow. So that brings this reading to a close. I hope, however, that it gave you the insight that you needed to travel through this month with a sense of empowerment, of understanding, and feeling like you know what's coming. That's really why we do this. But if you'd ever like to chat a little bit more about something that we talked about here in this general reading, or if you just want to talk about your spiritual development or something going on in your life, I do offer one-on-one appointments. If you look right below the video, there's 3 links. The first link will allow you to check out my rates and availability, so feel free to do that. The second one is a way for anybody that just enjoys this to give back a little bit, and as little as $1 if that's something that you'd like to do. This goes a long way in helping me buy new cards, pay for production costs, and make more videos like this. So it frees up my time so that I can do more videos. So if you want to support this, know that every dollar that you spend goes right back into the channel. And the third link is a way to stay in touch. So first and foremost, if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And there's 2 buttons. There's the subscribe button and the bell icon. The bell icon will send you emails whenever I put out new videos. But if you'd like to also join the community and see me on other social networks, I would love for you to do that. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I also have a newsletter. So that third link will set you up with links and information for all of that. Finally, and most importantly, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for working on yourself. Thank you for expanding your skills, for your intuition, for being more empathic. As you continue to ascend and light up, you're actually going to bring up the frequency of this planet. And that's why we're really here. And that's why I'm doing all of this. I really want to create a community of light workers, of healers, of empaths, of psychics, and I want us to help heal the world. All you have to do is be present now and every month and take care of yourself. And what I'd like to challenge everyone this month to do as well is to help someone else in your life, to spark that idea of hope, of optimism, of empowerment, just like I'm trying to do for you. And if you do that, then we're going to be in a great place. Wishing you much love and light now and always. Thank you again.